Log Cabin Quilt Part 5, and this should be the last one. So we're going to do K. It's this side. We have 3 more of these strips to sew on. And so I'm going to sew this one on right here on the side. I'm going to turn it around and I'm going to pin it. I'm going to speed this up a little bit. I'll give all the measurements for each block at the very end. So I'm going to speed this up just a little bit. So that way I can get all this all in and it'll be our last video. Next block is going to be L, and it's going to be down here at the very bottom, and I'm just going to sew it on. So I'm going to have L, and then I'm going to have M, and M is going to go over here on this side. So I'm going to just, that's self-explanatory. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do my 1/4 inch on this one. I'm going to go ahead and continue on to the next one just to get this done and get this in, and then I will give all the measurements at the end. Okay, it cut the last 2 strips off. It cut this one and this one off. It's pretty much self-explanatory, everything that I've done. So I'm not going to go back and redo this video. I've had this happen to me several times making these videos. For some reason, TikTok is all messed up and it just cuts my videos off. So, or deletes them. So anyway, so I'm going to go over the instructions of how I did this, and you can kind of zoom in if you need to. But blocks A and B are 2.5 by 2.5. Blocks C and D are 2.5 by 4.5. Blocks C and D, E and F are 2.5 by 6.5. G and H are 2.5 by 8.5. I and J are 2.5 by 10.5, and K and L are 2.5 by 12.5, and then M is 2.5 by 14.5. And so that's just how I done mine. I drew my pattern out. I knew what I wanted my square to be, and then this is the end result. Let me pause this a minute. And I was hoping that it wouldn't cut me off again to even pause it to do that. So anyway, I did get that in. I don't know what happened to the extra part of my video, so you guys are just going to have to, I guess, deal with that. But anyway, that at least, this is part 5, so at least you've got the basics of it all. So I hope this tutorial helped. Tell me what block you would like to see next. I don't know if I can do it, but I will try. I do hand piece, hand quilt, and hand bind all my quilts. Nothing is done by machine, so if you want to see a block, it will be by hand. So you guys all have a wonderful day, and I hope this helped. Bye. God bless.